of nuclear war. Well, now he's claiming he can be bigger-hearted because a fresh climate of peace is being created on the Korean peninsula. So maybe that's making a difference for him, according to the North state-run media, which reported the announcement on Saturday, that is. There's also a lot of room for positive results to come from Kim's summits with South Korean President Moon Jae-in set for next Friday and Trump expected in late May or early June. The North and South may agree to allow more reunions for families that were divided by the 1950 and 53 Korean War, which would be great. Those families need to be together. And Kim is reportedly open to releasing 3 Americans now in North Korean custody. Now, we don't need to tell you what happened to our young man that came home and what shape he was in. That was just horrendous. My heart goes out to that family. Experts point out that this is still Kim's opening gambit. It's possible he may be willing to offer more concessions once the real talking begins, but then again, maybe not. And what will President Trump say about that then? Time will tell. Take a listen to this clip from Sanders. She seems to know what's going on, hopefully.
On North Korea, is the president willing to accept anything short of complete denuclearization before lifting any sanctions?
Certainly the goal is denuclearization of the peninsula, and we're going to continue the maximum pressure campaign that has been ongoing to North Korea until we see concrete actions taken towards complete and total denuclearization.
Well, does that mean no sanctions lifted until that's achieved, or are you willing to go incrementally?
Certainly no sanctions lifted until we see concrete actions taken by North Korea to denuclearize.
Little Rocket Man does seem to have changed his tune some, so we will see what happens, but I'm sure not looking for complete denuclearization by him. I think it's more apt to say that he is thinking of himself as a now nuclearized nation, and he thinks he's come by it in a very hard way. In fact, he has. For someone who starves his own people, he may not use weapons on them, but he certainly starves them, and to death. Not to mention that if you watch the wrong TV show, the show that's not approved by the government, that is to say, then you could be killed. Yeah, that's kind of government. Well, we will see what he does. Time will tell. Seems if you believe certain people and their tweets, we're being attacked by all kinds of people that we don't even know about, though. Did you read Hillary Clinton's tweet the other day? Let me see if I can find that one for you. That really says a mouthful. Gee, if I believed everything like that, I'd probably be shaking in my cowboy boots. This is what she had to say in her tweet. I say this as a former Secretary of State and as an American. The Russians are still coming. Our intelligence professionals are imploring Trump to act. Will he continue to ignore and surrender or protect our country? Like she did so much to protect our country. That one just makes me sick. Let's remember Benghazi. Let's remember Barack Obama tearing our military down and reducing them every chance he could. Our President POTUS has committed like $7 billion, I'm understanding, to rebuild our armed forces so that he can protect our country. And it's the very country that Barack Obama made more vulnerable by the way that he governed. Or if he did govern, it was more of a laugh. They were wanting to turn this into a world government. I don't know if he thought he was going to be God or what, but they sure were hell-bent on making America another third world country. And if Hillary had seceded, it would have happened. Soros never did like the United States of America. He sure didn't want to give them a chance. He wanted Hillary in there, but this time, no matter what, it wasn't meant to be. God, I think, heard the prayers of his people and answered and gave us our POTUS, and we were able to miss a huge huge bullet that we would have definitely been hit by had she been put in. And now you have my opinion on that one. Our POTUS may be in for some very difficult times in relation to the judge that will be overseeing the court case regarding Michael Cohen and against President Donald Trump. Well, here are 5 facts about that particular judge. Maybe you've heard of Judge Wood, so I don't need to say anything else. But she's probably the one judge that Trump should be the most worried about from all observations that you can read any place. She was President Bill Clinton's pick for Attorney General in 1993 to start with. 2 years before her affair with Richardson, President Bill Clinton nominated Wood to become the first female Attorney General. In fact, she was handpicked by Hillary, who had been asked to submit a list of possible nominees for her husband's consideration. She did withdraw from the nomination after the White House learned about her brief time as a Playboy bunny, as well as that she employed an illegal alien as a nanny. Further, Wood actually helped the nanny to illegally remain in the country by paying her taxes for her. She did train as a Playboy bunny, and indeed she did. She was the daughter of a U.S. Army career officer and speechwriter. She spent much of her childhood and young adulthood in Europe. While studying at the London School of Economics in the 1960s, she trained for a few days at a Playboy casino, but quit because she thought the gig was silly. Nevertheless, the job would haunt her in her later career and played a role in costing her the position of Attorney General. 3, she had an extramarital affair that earned her the nickname the Love Judge. She might be a judge, but her personal past indicates that her moral scruples are lacking. In 1955, at the age of 51, she began an affair with married multimillionaire Wall Street financier Frank Richardson. The affair was uncovered by Richardson's wife when she found passionate passages written about Wood in Richardson's diary. The tryst earned Wood the nickname the Love Judge during Richardson's divorce trial. Wood married Richardson in 1999. And did you know this one? This is a biggie, I think. She officiated at George Soros's wedding. Wood officiated the 2013 wedding, of George Soros. At the time, Soros was 83. Do you remember how old his bride was? She was half his age, well, almost half his age, at 42. Numerous prominent liberals, libtards, attended the wedding, including, do you know this one? House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, and then California Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom. In lieu of wedding gifts, the couple asked that donations be made to several organizations, including Planned Parenthood and Global Witness, an environmental activist group. And she doesn't believe in an attorney-client privilege. During Cohen's hearing on Monday, Wood forced Cohen to expose the identity of a previously unnamed client. The client turned out to be none other than Fox News host Sean Hannity, who maintains that he only asked Cohen for legal advice as a friend and never retained or paid her for any legal services. Well, later it seemed more came out about that, but it still wasn't all that severe. I'm very happy, though, however, to note that Fox is finally standing up for their personnel. Some don't think O'Reilly got the treatment he deserved from Fox. Be that as it may. It's good to see Fox standing up for their personnel who are presently being accused by liberals. The Russia push against Trump didn't work. Getting Hannity and Ingraham removed from Fox didn't work. The riots seem to finally be quieting some, since the liberals' temper tantrums didn't work. You'd think after a while the libs would get tired like any 2-year-old snotty-nosed brat and take some naps. Isn't it about time for them to take some naps? Anyway, here's the scoop with Hannity and Ingraham. Hannity, and this was written on April 17th, so it is a few days old. Fox News has finally issued a statement on the alleged business relationship host Sean Hannity had with attorney Michael Cohen, who just so happens to be President Trump's personal lawyer and fixer. Yesterday we learned that Michael Cohen considered Hannity a client after a judge forced Trump's attorney to reveal his list of clients. Yeah, we know who that judge was now, don't we? This initially sparked a great deal of speculation. Many thought Hannity employed Cohen to shut someone up, as Cohen is well known for making hush money payments. It turns out that was all wrong. At any rate, Fox News finally weighed in on the affair and released the following statement. Some thought the exposed relationship would lead to Fox firing Hannity for not disclosing his initial dealings with Cohen, but this is a relief for Hannity to be sure. This whole thing shouldn't have led to so much grief. Perhaps Hannity should have been more upfront about his relationship with Cohen, but the matter appears to be highly informal. Hannity asked for casual legal advice. He didn't pay Cohen, he didn't have him on retainer. That statement pretty much settles the matter. Fox won't be firing Hannity over this, much to the dismay of liberals who want to see the popular host ingloriously dismissed. Too bad, so sad. The libtards lose again. But please don't think they'll give up after this. They'll just keep searching for excuses to destroy Hannity and any other cable TV host who supports President Trump. Now, on Laura Ingraham, she celebrated skyrocketing ratings in the wake of liberal boycotts. Not only did Fox News host Laura Ingraham escape relatively unscathed during the intense heat of a leftist boycott, she came out the other side smelling like a rose, you might say. As the Political Insider previously reported, Ingraham is maintaining the top spot in her designated time slot despite her advertisers turning tail and running in the wake of a David Hogg-inspired hissy fit. It gets better. Viewership is on the rise since the left tried to get her taken off the air. In fact, it's up quite a bit. Her ratings are up a lot, reports Rich Noyce of the media watchdog Newsbusters, by more than 20% compared to her last week on the air before the current controversy began. As such, Ingraham set out a celebrity tweet to her fans on social media and gave them a hearty thank you. As of last week, no less than 27 cowardly companies pulled their advertising dollars from Ingraham's show. To their credit, Fox News issued a statement of support for their hostess in the face of serious financial peril. We cannot and will not allow voices to be censored by agenda-driven intimidation efforts, Fox wrote in a statement. Now we know standing up for what is right and just can actually work. According to Knowles, Ingraham's ratings went from 2.23 million the week prior to the boycott to a significant 2.7 million following her vacation amidst the controversy. That's an increase of roughly 21%. Even The Hill posted an op-ed column warning companies who engage in boycotts against free speech. Well, go Fox. That is great. I think for that one we could probably even manage to give you a round of applause. You deserve it. Way to go. We are proud of you, Fox. Yes. Wow, this time it snuck right up on us. It is time to pay those bills. So without further ado, we will pay those bills. Let's get that checkbook out. And I will meet you on the other side. Alrighty then. Remember, you can find me at klrnradio.com, Flo at klrnradio.com. You can also find me on Twitter under Flobo, and you can find me on all kinds of podcast sites, such as, yes, alrighty, iHeart. So check it out. Find me, please.
You're listening.